Peace and blessings. It is a Build a Boat Sunday, except I'm not building a boat. I'm just recapping what happened yesterday. So, we talked about the Keelson and its beautiful shape, beautiful self. Put a coat on yesterday. And what I did yesterday was put together the rest of the keel beam. So this here is the keel beam. I think you might finally see it come into shape here. And we used regular old miter joints because this beam is also a composite beam. Its load is this way, and it's got a base plate, and it also gets an additional layer of weight here. And eventually it gets all encased in lead, or lead inside of, well, not here. This is actually the centerboard trunk. You can see that. Let me step back far enough. So from there to there is the centerboard trunk, and it's 5 feet 1 inches wide, or long, 3 inches wide. That's where the centerboard will go eventually. I will cut the bottom plate out next week after we turn this over. But at any rate, we put together this long beam yesterday, glued it up, and it's very strong there. And let me show you its taper. So from the aft portion, you see we've got 1.5 on both sides. This will be adjusted. It's just sitting there. But another beam comes down. It goes all the way down 26 feet 5 inches of it. And again, it gets doubled up. It'll get a 2x8 on both sides of it, and it becomes the keel beam. In the center, I'll probably just put spacers about every foot, and again, ballast, lead or iron, will be able to go in the cavity. Weighing the options here with terms of ballast, because and also remember here, if you look at this, from here the keel will come up and get wider, right? Not much, but it gets wider. So I've got about 3.5 feet worth of space in elevation, times 20 some odd feet, except for where the centerboard trunk is, to put ballast in. And so my estimate is I've got about 34 cubic feet, and at 700 pounds per cubic foot, that gives me a hell of a lot of space to put lead. But also, regular old iron is about 400 pounds a cubic foot, and using regular iron, I could reach my ballast desire or need. To get the lines and level I want, the boat needs to be around 36,000 pounds, and I probably need 10 to 12,000 pounds of ballast. At $1 a pound for lead, it's $12,000. At 33 cents a pound for rebar, that's a lot less money. And so I'm thinking about using just regular rebar. Number 5 rebar got a price for 2 tons. It was 33 cents, and that's now because, of course, steel is a commodity. So I'm thinking about just using rebar because I don't need, let's see, 34 cubic feet times 4 gives me like 14,000 pounds potentially for ballast, and that's not including the centerboard trunk area. So I can get the ballast I need using rebar. I'm thinking about grouting rebar, simply putting it in, using a mortar mix, and grouting it in. Much easy. Won't have to boil it or smelt it down. Just be able to put it in place. So maybe doing that. But anyway, back to the keel. Coming together pretty well. This is just sat up here now. I'm just really, really pleased. Even this turned out great. That wedge goes in here. And then you see more wood goes here, and then this all gets shaped and cut away. And from this location, it, gets tapered up somehow. I don't know how I'm going to do it. Somebody mentioned taking a chainsaw to it, but of course, I'm not going to do that. But it gets wider from that point on. And, will be the keel. So remember, this is upside down right now. This will get flipped over, sat on top of here, and then we'll frame that up next week. Hoping to be able to do that next Saturday. And if we are, Lord's will, we'll be able to actually start putting frames on the following Saturday. In August, got some stuff going on. Lots of stuff. My daughter's going to college. Going away to university. So there'll be several weekends where we're dealing with that. We've got a party. Then we've got a final summer vacation we're taking. Something small, not anything big. Probably just a weekend trip to an amusement park or something like that. And then there'll be the weekend we actually take her to school. Very proud, but my baby's going to school. That's going to be a little sad. But that's what we do so that they can grow up and have their dreams come true. So my goal is to have a 16-year-old, and she'll be going away to university, hopefully, in 2 years. And by then, I want to be done the boat, and by the time I'm 50, which will be in 4 years, have my cruising kitty up and be prepared to sail, at least for 6 months out of the year, and live on the boat for a little while. Rent my house and cruise. I'll join all those other people out there who are living their dream. Let's see, Curtis Westsail, of course, Drake Paragon. Mads should be out cruising by then. Sailing Uma. Who else is out there? I'm sure you guys watch all those channels. Miss Lone Star, even though those guys went through some stuff with their new boat. But yeah, out there living the dream, So that's it for Sunday. We're not building a boat, but just recapping. I hopefully will work at least 2 nights this week to get the beam glued down. Once I get it glued, then we'll be all straight for next weekend, where hopefully we'll be finishing up the keel in preparation to start hanging some frames on here. So until next time, peace and blessings.